Today I'm reviewing the women's Borealis North Face backpack. So if you're a fellow traveler, then you know how important it is to have a really good backpack. And if you like to do outdoor activities such as hiking and things like that, then really you need a backpack that can double as both something that you can take on a plane and then also something that you could take while you're going hiking. So first thing, let's go over the way that the backpack looks. It's really sleek, there's not too much going on, which means that it serves sort of as, like I said, more of that travel backpack as well as the hiking backpack. I don't like things that have a bunch of tags or I don't know, like all of the gadgety looking things where you feel like you're in the military or something like that. So I do like the way that this backpack looks overall, and of course I do like the rose gold accents that this particular bag has. Yes, it has the bungee on the front, but I personally use that, and so I'll show you in a minute. But overall, I think that the look of this backpack is really nice. Now let's talk about the fit of the backpack. So it being a woman's backpack, it does fit a lot nicer than a regular backpack or a man's backpack. And I do like the way that this backpack fits. In the back here, there is a little bit of padding, and it overall, I would say, feels pretty comfortable in terms of how it feels. The straps have a little bit of squish, but they are a little bit firm. And overall, I'd say that the backpack does carry pretty easily, and it doesn't usually cause too much of an issue, again, depending on how heavy you've made it. But overall, I would say that it's really comfortable. It also has the two locks, so the one that goes up across your chest and the one that goes across your waist down here at the bottom. And so that can be helpful when you're really carrying a heavy load. Okay, some features of the backpack. It is water resistant. It is not waterproof, which means that if it's lightly sprinkling and you get out of the rain quickly, your backpack's probably going to be okay, but you cannot be in a torrential downpour with this thing. I've had this backpack for almost a year now, so I've taken it on many trips, and I would say that it's held up pretty well. So like even the bottom, it's a little bit thicker of a material here, and it doesn't really have anything going wrong with it. It does look like some of the threading right here is poking out, but it doesn't seem to be causing any kind of an issue. The zippers work really well. I do like that they put these pull tabs on the backpack, which just makes it easier to get in and out of certain areas on the backpack. As I mentioned before, I do use the bungee on the front for sweaters a lot, and I like that you can tighten it at the bottom down here, so that way if you put a sweater, a smaller sweater or something like that, it's really on there snug and you don't have to worry about it falling out. As far as how heavy it is, I'm not sure on the exact heaviness, but I would say it's, I don't know, not super light, but also not like an incredibly heavy bag either. It's just kind of, it does have some weight to it, but it's not too bad. Another thing that I really like about this backpack is that they didn't do the elastic here in the water bottle holder, because I have the Jester backpack, and with time that elastic just stretched out so much that the side pocket basically became unusable. And so they do have a little bit of elastic right here, but overall you actually can just tie in with the side bungee right here and make it tighter or looser depending on what you need. And so I do think that that is a good feature. Also, in the very front pocket here, the very inside is made of felt. And I guess that's kind of nice if you're just gonna throw like sunglasses or something in there that you wouldn't want to get all scratched up. As far as the organization in the backpack goes, at first I was a little bit disappointed, but I've become accustomed to the way that the inside of this bag is. So it seems to be okay. I do feel like the Jester organization pockets were better, and it also could be the fact that this pocket is so short and it's like it just expands outward and then it gets so tight and it's hard to zip shut, and I think that might be contributing to the problem, because then you can't really even get into these little pockets if it's jam-packed in there. So another thing that I really like about this backpack is it does have the laptop sleeve, which also can double as the place where you put your bladder. and it has a false bottom, meaning that your laptop doesn't go all the way to the bottom here. So if you were to set it down on the ground, your laptop isn't going to hit the hard ground, which is really, really nice. And then also it does seem like there is something hard here. So it, like, the whole backside does have like a firmness to it, because even at the top, it's like this whole border part is something that's a little bit firmer, like, I don't know what, some kind of plastic backing, it would seem. And then, as I said, this backpack can double as a hiking backpack. So in the laptop area, there is Velcro for your bladder. And in general, I haven't had too much of an issue with carrying a bladder, except it does seem like this little Velcro thing isn't quite big enough. So one of my bladders, this Velcro piece tends to like come off and the bladder just falls down, but there's not a whole lot of room in the laptop area, so it can't really fall very far, but that's one thing that I did notice. And then you can feed the line through the top here, so that way you can do your water line on the outside of the backpack, which I really like, because like I said, this backpack is doubling both as what I take as the carry-on and also my hiking backpack when I'm out exploring and on adventures. Now, as far as it goes with the things that I don't like about this backpack, there are quite a few. So the first thing is I don't like that this backpack doesn't have load lifters. So sometimes it kind of causes this weird problem, and like the straps just aren't sitting in the right spot. It does depend on how much you have in your backpack. So I feel like it could be more comfortable if they had that option with this backpack. The second thing that is really awful about this backpack is, for some reason, this top pocket where all of the organization is, it ends like halfway. So if you are trying to carry a lot of small things like, I don't know, chargers, cords, snacks, this pocket fills up very quickly, and I'll show you in a clip, but the whole top part gets so bulky, and then down here is empty. And so it's just, it like makes it unbalanced. It looks weird. I'm constantly trying to like shove and fit things up in this top part. So I just feel like it would have been so much better if they would have just allowed this little small pocket to also go all the way to the bottom, and that would have really been a game changer for this bag. So out of 5 stars, I would personally give this bag probably about 3 stars. And really that has to do with those 2 main issues that I talked about, which is the small pocket in the front just being short, and then the fact that this backpack also doesn't have load lifters. Those to me are the 2 biggest downsides of this backpack. Would I buy it again? Probably not. I would probably look for a different backpack, but since I have it, it does seem to be working okay. So yeah, like I said, just really for me, the biggest issue is the weirdness of this pocket in the front. Like, it is so strange. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will respond in the comments below.